Greetings, I am Lies and I use she, her.
And I am Scandal and I use they, them.
And let's play a game together. Oh, God.
Min reluctantly puts the knife away. Fuck you. Min threateningly draws in closer to Noelle and whispers into her ear, voice low. The dramatic effect is slightly ruined by the fact that Min has to step on top of a storage bin to be taller. I hate you. I hate you more than the stringy things on bananas.
Why? I didn't even do anything.
Because you are a romantic rival, and
because
I don't think
you are potential interest for my love interest, and I see you as a threat. Because she likes you.
Like, I appreciate that this stuff happens, but I just don't like I don't care for it.
Jealous and possessive is what I am.
Nah.
Sometimes characters aren't supposed to be specifically likable and good people.
They're really not.
The point is that all people have value.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Well, and sometimes, like, believe it or not, people going, oh my god, this person's so terrible. Did it ever occur to you that they wanted them to be terrible?
There's that, too. I say, also, it's like... Everyone doesn't have to be good, nice, palatable, or desirable in the same way.
No, and
you end up, if you watch a lot of movies or read a lot of stories from the same genre and the same regional production area, with like similar editors and stuff, getting an idea that certain things are normal and that have an empirical value, such as, you know, being soft and gentle, or, you know, holding your tongue, or sounding wise and, you know, powerful, or whatever it is. You get value systems, and they're all cultural, and they're all regional, and they're all colloquial, and they're all interpreted differently, and that's why sometimes when you read foreign material or watch foreign movies, you go, this is so weird, because those things are generally, providing it's a mainstream thing, normal there and not here.
Yeah, so usually that's what you have to understand is, like, it's important sometimes to actually know the person that you're reading, as it were, or trying to interpret from, because they've got a viewpoint and they are expressing it to you.
I didn't even do anything.
Shut up! I won't loose you!
What are you even talking about?
Someday, Diya's gonna realize she's out of your league.
Oh my god.
You're not even taller than her anymore, so all your advantages are gone.
I don't... What?
When she doesn't like you anymore, I'll gut you and feed you to her dog.
Okay, that's so serious, but also, if she doesn't like her anymore, why would you need to kill her then? She doesn't even have a dog.
Well, because right now she likes her, and that would be mean. That would hurt Diya, and Diya wouldn't like me if I did that. But I would do it afterwards because I could finally kill you and Diya wouldn't care.
I know. She doesn't even have a dog.
I'll buy her a dog and train it to eat you! Someone else ran into the locker room. It only takes a second for Diya and Noelle to recognize the sound of Akarsha's flip-flops.
Wearing flip-flops.
Hey, Chris and Liz are looking for you too! Have I missed something here?
Also, in anime, recently, when it's been the ... at least one interpreter was, it's whenever you go, that's the ...
Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you? I asked first, jackass! Wow! I almost cut myself on this edge! Yeah.
Oh.
Before Akarsha can react, Min grabs the front of her jacket and slams her back to the wall. You want a piece of me? Whoa. Not gonna lie, if you were taller, this would be pretty hot.
There it is! There it is!
Min punches Akarsha in the face.
God. Ow. Oh, no. Stop it!
Diya picks Min up and throws her several feet across the room.
Oh, Min.
You stay back! I'll handle this!
Did she throw her and she landed on her feet?
I don't know. Throwing somebody usually doesn't entail that then they start screaming
I picked her up and set her over here.
Yeah, throwing is I yeeted you.
And
I
threw
yeeted the bean.
I did. I grabbed the angry piñata and I threw it. The small angry venom monster, and I threw it.
I did.
The little bean. No, but...
Is anybody gonna explain to me what's going on here?
You're really chill for just being completely punched in the face.
Actually, that's what I'm not understanding. What's going on? Nobody's reacting to actually anything happening. Was that supposed to be a comedic punch? Was it supposed to be a comedic yeet across the room? What the hell?
As a Menseo sounds angry as hell, and I do not think she's weak. Are we suggesting she's as weak as Noelle and the punch didn't hurt at all?
Right?
Like, punches you in the face, and I'm reacting none.
To nothing. What? I don't... Who's this emo shorty? Who are you calling short!
But you are short.
Min charges at Akarsha. Ah! Akarsha kicks out her foot so that the flip-flop flies off. It hits Min's face with a loud slap. Ah! Min tackles Akarsha to the ground. You think you're so smart, huh? Well, guess what? I hate smart people! Her hands close around Akarsha's neck. In a panic, Akarsha scrabbles at Min's wrists, but it's no use.
And no one else does anything. Okay, there's yelling. Use your head, you stupid clown! If you die, I'll kill you!
Akarsha sticks a hand down her own leggings. What the fuck? This better not be your kink or something! Akarsha smears her period blood-caked hand across Min's face.
Whoa.
Oh!
That's intense. This just got really, really strangely explicit for, and as far as I know, an all-ages game. But also, like, she, on the other hand, Akarsha seems metal as hell, because, like, you punch me in the face, and I don't react. You start choking me on the ground, and I'm kind of like, I'm struggling, but I have no other reactions.
What if, like Akarsha just has really, like, shitty siblings?
What if Akarsha is just an incredibly, like, just a child from an incredibly aggressive environment?
Yeah.
Like, just everything is shit all the time, and that's how everything is. But I approach it with humor. I am the one kid who, instead of getting violent, approaches it with humor, because what are you going to do when violence doesn't get you anywhere?
Yeah, because also, but you do know how to fight back, basically, in the way to make it stop, too.
Because the thing is punching back, they just punch you. You have to do something different. This suggests a level of knowledge and awareness of this kind of situation that is incredibly organized.
Wow. Min let go. In the confusion, Akarsha staggers to her feet, gasping for breath. Noelle rushes to support her. When Akarsha slings her arm over Noelle's shoulders, she accidentally brushes Noelle with her bloody hand.
You contaminated me, too!
Noelle shoves Akarsha away, leaving her to fend for herself. Akarsha menacingly holds out her dirty hand in Min's direction, like a weapon. Min backs away, desperately avoiding being touched by the period blood hand.
I'm also like, Noelle...
I wonder if this was based off of, like, somebody's experience, because some of
I've heard of stuff like this from, like, basically lower-income schools in inner-city schools.
Right.
I have definitely heard of this kind of thing before. And again, like, Min sounds more like an inner-city kid from what I've known and been exposed to. Now, I've never been an inner-city kid, but I definitely went to the places where poor kids were, and my dad lived in Southern California, and you definitely had projects there.
Okay.
And so, and when you went to, like, and there were some of the summer camps I went to, there were programs for underprivileged kids there, and you would see some really interesting stuff for the kids that couldn't afford to eat, but they could go to a summer camp because their district had a school program, and that kind of thing. And it was, a lot of them go very much in the direction of what you would call, like, a feral child. Of going, I've had very little instruction, I've had very little education, I've had very little social, like, direction. What I've done is survive until I've reached the age of 8, 9, or 12. And so, I might not even be very good at, like, I probably am pretty good with, like, colloquial neighborhood speech. But I'm definitely not good with, I've been in a white family and gone to a regular grade school and stuff kind of speech. And
so that basically their education
and everything is responded to with violence or possessiveness or aggression. And not all of them were like this. Like, there was plenty of them that were really soft or really, really giving, but there was a lot of, I expect violence or I use violence. And some really creative stuff sometimes, like this kind of thing, of going, I can't just do a normal thing at you. Like, I've seen, there's that whole thing of, like, and I don't want to get too graphic. I'll just drop it there. But, like, I've seen some weird stuff, and I've also heard some worse stuff. And that is up that alley.
Yeah. Stay away! Can't touch this!
He also still seems super fucking calm.
Right? You nasty ass hoe! That's me. If I can't win by being a kung fu master, I'll win by being a piece of garbage.
Nicely said, Akarsha. That is, respect in that moment. You know what?
The thing is, I'm having such a weird time because this is so fucking alien to me.
I
wonder if in part, like, if the reason why some of this seems so bizarre to me, why I also can't access the humor, is because this is like, this was the stuff where that, at least when I was growing up, you'd be like, this is really dark and really sad. These are really troubled, basically abused and controlled kids who are extremely lacking in support, love, and affection. They don't know how to convey their emotions very well. So, they're very, like, they lash out a lot, which is really strange for me to say, I think. Like, my brain's kind of going, yeah, but you had a lot of those problems. And I'm like, yeah, but the thing was, is I still had a lot more support.
And like, as much as you never suffered from food scarcity, and you never suffered from electrical scarcity or heat scarcity,
not even slightly.
Or clothing scarcity. And when you have neglect, that emotional neglect, and, you know, an environment that doesn't accommodate you or care for you, and you also have those other dangers, it's way, way different. But what I was gonna say is, like, okay, so it reminds me so much of when I was a kid. One of the reasons that I tend to be really sympathetic to people who are kids, you know, minors, youths, whatever, is because the way things were painted to me by adults, and the older that I got as an adult, when I started getting into the adult world, was, you know, they're just a troubled youth, they're just a problem youth, they're just a problem kid. And since I was in special ed, I met a lot of problem kids, because it's the dumb ones, or the ones with learning disabilities, I say about myself, that get put there, and also the troublemakers, the ones who won't learn, and they put them in the exact same classes of, well, you just won't learn, and then these ones, well, they just, you know, they can't learn. They're probably not trying hard enough, but they can't learn.
Yeah.
You know, and the thing is like, it was always framed by the adults talking about it, and this is where I'm going with it, is the kids are the problem. And there was never any accountability rolled around to the parents. There was never, these kids come from somewhere. There was never, you can't ever accuse an adult of being a bad parent. It's just not done.
So actually, as an interesting part of an experiment as an aside, I actually heard about for several, basically, they were trying to figure out how to basically get up, basically kids coming to school. And they discovered that when they fucking installed laundry machines at the schools...
Oh, they were trying to increase attendance.
They were trying to increase attendance. They were like, how do we do this? They installed machines that would clean the kids' clothes, and the kids suddenly all started showing up. Like the increase of people just appearing was astounding. And it was really because you don't have support, and people assuming that people who are poor are just all shits or whatever it is, or they just cannot understand it. It's like, if you don't have any support, you get fights like this. If you don't have, like, but the thing is that you weren't interacting with the fact that your culture, your society wasn't taking care of you.
So they actually did some expanded things on that, because I looked it up once my friend talked about it not too long ago, and they really did, they did some experiments about, in really, really poor areas, installing free laundry machines, installing showers, and giving access to, and then doing a free lunch program, and like an unequivocal free lunch program. All the kids who come to school can just have free breakfast and lunch, period.
Yeah.
And the attendance went through the roof, because it was meeting 3 basic needs: clothing hygiene, physical hygiene, and nourishment.
Yeah.
And like, they were just like, how do we get kids to attend? We'll put harsher punishments on them. Kids to attend. We'll have cops at the school. Kids to attend. We'll have truancy officers. And then they went, when we provide for their needs at the school, they show up to meet them.
Yeah, they do, because that's what they need. Like,
that's what like,
people go, I like to be clean. I'm also hungry and I'm exhausted, so feed them. You know, I also don't have anything to wear, so
it's
clothe
like that
them.
thing. It's like that thing where the one person was talking about, I just couldn't get anyone to take a job at my ice cream shop at all, no matter what. And I finally, as a very last resort, after doing everything else I could, I raised the wage, and suddenly everyone wanted the job. It was so wild.
Oh my god, yeah, and you're like,
and it's like, because the money is what meets their needs.
Yes.
You having a more pleasant working environment when you pay them $8 an hour doesn't meet the rest of their needs, so they can't take that job.
Yeah, they can't afford to.
It's like, I talked to someone at my last job, and we were talking about a UBI. We were talking about the Universal Basic Income possibility. And she said, honestly, if I had it, I would work, because I could work my dream job. And I said, what do you mean? What is your dream job? If you could do any job for any amount of money, and it didn't matter, what would it be? And she's like, God, if money didn't matter, I'd work at Subway. She's like, I loved being a sandwich artist. I loved the culture there. I loved the environment there. I loved my boss. She's like, I would have worked there for my entire life. I loved pleasing customers. I liked making them exactly what they wanted. I liked learning what they liked. She's like, it made me so happy and fulfilled. She's like, but my entire life was falling apart. I could not afford it at that job. She's like, I would never be able to get out of an apartment. I'd never be able to stop having roommates. I would never be able to afford like real health care, and any emergency would be the end of my life. She's like, but I would work that job. And it's like, you just need to meet people's needs. And if the rest of their life is bigger than their job, you need to meet those life needs. Now, if you had a job where you couldn't pay more for whatever reason, but you offered free laundry services in a place where most people were using coin-op, people would count that as cash you were paying them.
Yeah.
You know? And if you could write it off as a deduction for, the cost of the electricity and the water for running the machines and the repair, then maybe it would save your your business money, and you would effectively be paying them more. Who knows? At any rate, piece of garbage.
Piece of garbage. Min looks weirdly moved by Akarsha's words. You crazy bitch! Who are you? They call me Rail Tracer.
Literally no one calls you that.
Quiet, you! Min has stopped attacking completely now. In fact, she looks kind of impressed. You're the worst scum ever.
You clearly have as much trauma and pain as I do.
Yes.
That I have seen this recognition in kids who have lived trauma lives where they go from a throwdown, horrifying fight to we're going to be sharing a Coke on the sidewalk. And it's not dudes being bros who finally get each other through masculineness. It is, you've been hurt just as bad as I have. And you've been driven to the same kinds of extreme means as me.
It is unfortunately though, it is a level of you have qualified past my pain game. Basically, it hurts just as bad for I understand that you truly hurt as bad as I do.
But I need to let you know,
literally shit on me, going like, oh, you haven't had hurt. Oh, it wasn't that bad. And I'm like, motherfucker, why are we playing this pain game?
Yep. If you haven't gotten hurt as bad as I think you should to deserve my affection or my sympathy, then the answer's no. It's my heart will go on. I can't believe it.
Tootling. Let's be friends. Really? So we cool? I guess.
The only person who actually wants to be your friend.
Right. More importantly, that was really gross just now, so I never want to fight you again.
Yes.
Let's start over. I'm Min. Min? As in the delinquent kid? The one who knifed someone? Yeah? Got a problem with that? Are you kidding me? I've been looking for you. I need a dumb rebel friend to enable me to make bad decisions.
They're getting along. What's happening? I don't like this. And now you're gonna get weirdly jealous and possessive, aren't you?
With her clean hand, Akarsha makes a fist and offers it out to Min. Bros? Bros. They fist bump. Be the ye to my ha, the knuckles to my enchilada, the human to my centipede.
They even have muted lyrics of My Heart Will Go On once we've sat with it long enough. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I don't like this.
We can annoy Noelle together.
Yeah, I'm seeing you have an ally also, but also narratively I'm giving weird jealousy tones.
Yeah.
I have a terrible feeling about this.
Min is quickly taking the opportunity to wipe her face on Akarsha's windbreaker.
Oh,
no! Stop! It's your own damn blood! I don't want it either, man!
Nice! Solidarity! I don't want the period blood either!
Noelle tries to wipe her contaminated arm on Akarsha too. Akarsha dodges to avoid it. Ah!
Diya, hold her down! You do not want to cover... Oh my god. You do not want to cover someone in their own blood. Just go wash your fucking hands and face.
Please!
Oh my god. Go
But
and
they're gonna
wash.
go, no, this is a proper punishment. No, God,
also,
that's so inappropriate.
If it's on your skin, you can wash it off. If it's on her clothes, she can't necessarily.
And then she will be naked, depending on what she does or doesn't have.
Or it will just be stained and she'll walk around with blood on her all day.
Thanks.
Okay.
No, but please, Diya, homie, listen.
Also, Noelle, you told her to defend herself. She did, and now you're punishing her for it.
With brutal efficiency, Diya grabs Akarsha's wrist, covers the bloody hand with a plastic bag, and ties it shut. She just needs to go clean herself off.
You're also in the locker room. You should be able to wash.
Then she pins Akarsha to the ground, thrashing and screaming. This is not funny.
This is really weird.
This is really fucking strange. Krissa and Liz come through the door, and with the rest of the team following after them. Akarsha, Diya, Noelle, and Min freeze mid-scuffle, still covered in blood.
I was like, this was a heavy day.
Yes.
Oh,
good. You're all here. What the? Noelle points accusingly at Min.
I feel like we're gonna have to put a warning on this episode for sure.
I do too.
Okay, alright, so, it's all her fault. Diya did nothing wrong.
I'm really surprised that there was no mention of this at all.
In the game warnings. And I get that having periods
is completely natural.
Is natural and should be normalized. But also, like, biohazard...
I was gonna say, it's a sanitary concern, though, at this point.
Sanitary concerns are things that should be mentioned.
Yes.
Yes.
Like, whoa. What? It's your fault for being annoying!
You started it. You called me names first.
This is awful. Okay, we don't care who started it. Liz stumbles over Akarsha's fallen flip-flop on the ground. Whose shoe is this? Oh, mine. Why isn't it on your foot? I kicked it off. Why, she hit me! Akarsha points at Min.
I mean, she did.
How old are you guys? 5? Exasperated, Krissa turns to Min. And you're Min? And you're here to play baseball too? Yeah, I got here late. Well, Min, I'm Krissa.
She has a knife.
You damn snitch! Hand the knife over. Why should I?
Because I'm a senior and probably a fucking hall monitor.
You might be. Because if you don't, I won't let you play baseball.
Nice.
You can do that? I can do that. Min looks very shocked.
Aha.
You can have it back when we're done.
Like at the end of the school year.
But you don't need it here. Min pulls the knife from her pocket and gives it to Krissa. All of them?
You have definitely been with delinquent kids before.
Come on, we don't have all day.
And the fact that you're super chill about this, you're just like, this is normal.
Yes. Reluctantly, Min shakes her jacket out. Several more knives clatter to the ground. Krissa puts them all on top of a cabinet in the corner of the room. It's too tall for Min to reach. She sadly looks up at them.
Okay, that is so much, though, like, one, that's dangerous because other people will be tall enough to reach, etc.
Yeah.
But also just going, like, the sad puppy, the little kid, you put the candy jar up on the fridge kind of thing.
Let's go to the field and actually play some baseball now. We're going to lock this place up so you leave your backpacks here.
Well, I need mine. I'm going to do my homework.
Alright, if you're here, you're playing.
I also don't like how pushy this is as far as Noelle is concerned. Like, Noelle has given a solid, I do not consent to this.
Yes.
And they also haven't said, well, everyone who is here has to play. So leave. They've just said, well, we're going to make you play.
Yes.
Like, you really can go, we want everyone here to be doing the same activity, so leave if you're not going to.
Yes.
And Noelle would probably just leave.
And that is the only way to make this appropriate. Going, well, you just be like, no, this is
forcing,
how this works.
Forcing her into it feels really inappropriate. And I'm not saying the kids should know about that, because a lot of kids push each other's boundaries all the time.
They really do.
This is a little uncomfortable.
But also, so do adults. Like, the thing is that, okay, so these kids are microcosms, I would say, of the adults that are in their lives.
Yes.
So a lot of the things that basically a lot of people talk about, especially for children to start out with, especially, they really do tend to echo what their parents do. And then they say that they're like, dramatically, if the kid is basically not, has felt very swallowed or very contained by their parents, they tend to basically flip very aggressively to having, for example, like they did a study about like the politics of the children versus the adults. The kids reflected the adults up to a certain point, and then once the kids basically had enough, depending on how extreme the parents were, they would become aggressively, basically, whatever the opposite was of that.
Trying to get as far away from the pain and discomfort of your experience with your parents as you can. Yes. So people going, I grew up in an aggressively right-wing home. I am so left-wing you would not believe it.
Yes, and then there's also other people, too, where they go, some kids actually adapt really well because it fits them very nicely. Or they've basically been beaten down so much they don't know anything else.
Or just very indoctrinated, they've seen nothing else.
Well, and it's also, their entire community is like that. Because you have to consider that also, like, singular individuals tend to also be reflective of your larger systems as a whole as well. Or at least how they interpret that to be. So
I refuse.
So you want to do this the hard way? Good, because I have the wrong accent. Good, because I love the hard way.
Then I have no obligation to stay here and agree with you.
Argue.
And argue with you. Diya's fine now. I'm going home.
Really? Then where's your house keys?
What kind of question is that? They're right here in my... Oh my god.
Noelle whirls to the spot where she put down her book bag earlier. It's gone.
They took your stuff.
Krissa adds Noelle's book bag to the top of the cabinet. That's inappropriate.
That's weirdly aggressive.
That is...
Is this really supposed to be an inner cities project school?
I don't know. These kids all seem deeply, like, cruel to each other.
On the other hand, maybe this is really familiar to other people. Again, I didn't go to high school.
I didn't do this in high school either. You didn't do this shit to people. I was in a very... Okay, so, again, I was in a charter school, so it wasn't like anything else.
But not all of your high school. Some of it was in other schools.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, okay.
That was middle school.
That was middle school.
That was middle school. So when I did my high school, I only went to 3 years of my one school, and then when I tried to go back to a regular school, I went, oh my god, standardized testing and the way that they do all this other shit, I left. Okay. So I got my GED at that point. That's what I did.
Nice.
But the thing was, like... maybe that's the problem, because I didn't go to a regular public high school. This just sounds like insanity to me. Because I was in a really tiny charter school that had maybe about 115 people in it. Mm-hmm. We all basically knew each other on a first name basis, and we were all pretty familiar with each other. And I'm just like, yeah, sure, like, you had some conflicts, but, like, this is weird and protracted. Like, I don't get this.
The level of control is really intense. And again, like, nobody's responding to a lot. Like, they're responding a lot to, like, the emotional control more than the physical control.
They are.
Weirdly. Like, you can't make me do stuff, well, I'm just going to leave. But also not responding to, I'm literally choking you.
Right?
In any way of going, wow, that was rough. Or I punched you in the goddamn face.
Right.
No, there was literally no reaction for that one. Like, the other one, like, choking, she at least scrambled at her arms kind of thing. But, like, once you got to, I punched you in the face, it was nothing.
Right. Chris adds Noelle's book bag to the top of the cabinet. This is
so foreign to me. Like, I feel like I've gone to another... seriously! I have gone to another world.
Yes.
No!
Come on. Suffering builds character. That does sound like adults.
Yeah. I don't want character. I guess we're all playing baseball now. And Diya looks thrilled that her friend's being forced into this.
Going, a group activity now.
Also, Diya going, I was just going to hold down, Akarsha.
Oh, we started with Diya. We're now going to Noelle.
Oh, do we get to learn all of your stories? Oh, no. Okay, that could be super cool.
Problem 1, gibberish.
Math gibberish ensues. What is this? I can't read the test paper.
Oh, honey.
Do you have, like, dyscalculia or something?
Oh, God.
Or do you need glasses?
I don't know.
Let's try... I don't even know, because it is gibberish. It's not a real problem.
Right.
So since you're gonna guess, I just guess the big number.
Infinity or 3565?
Yep, that one. Like, it doesn't matter.
Oh.
And then you fill it in. I don't know anything. I don't understand any of this. I'm going to fail. All my hard work up until now was for nothing. Wake up. What? Wake up. Oh.
Oh.
Were you having a nightmare?
Oh, you were having a night. That's why you couldn't read it.
Oh, because
numbers in dreams.
Most people can't read in dreams.
Yeah.
Most people cannot read in dreams. And I have to say, I have a hard enough time reading in real life. But when I've tried to read in dreams, it is usually hard. Like, occasionally, I can, but for the most part, it's like you can't keep track of stuff. Mm-hmm. Or, like, you read it, and then you go, that didn't sound right, so you go back to read it again, and it's different.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think for the most part, I've never really actually had a lot of dreams around reading.
I don't know.
Because I've read so much in my life, my brain's probably like, it's okay, honey, we don't need to go here.
All of my dreams with reading in them have all been anxiety dreams.
Yes!
Every single one of them. But I do remember seeing one episode of the animated Batman series a long time ago, just at a friend's house. Mm-hmm. I didn't watch the series, but I've seen like 2 or 3 episodes total. Okay. Just in different places throughout my life. And there really was they had Batman trapped in a dream, and the way he figured it out was by trying to read one of the books, and it was all gibberish and nonsense, and he went, now I know I'm in a dream. And I'm suddenly going, we watched Inception recently, which if you don't know what Inception is, it's about being in dreams and interacting with people's minds through dreams. Okay, That's all you really need to know to get the premise of this. I say, and like they have these special little things so they could test if they're in a dream environment or not.
Right.
And I'm like, you could just pick up a book. If it's uniform that you can't read in dreams, just pick up a damn book.
Yeah, just pick up a book.
So my test for am I dreaming or not is literally I'm able to fly in my dreams. So I test that. Now, I don't use it in all of my dreams, and I'm not aware of it in all my dreams, but if I'm getting to a space of going, is this a dream? There is a literal flying thing I can induce, and I will do it.
That's amazing.
So that is what I do.
Diya looks very concerned.
She does. I had a nightmare. You were sleeping on the playground? That was silly. It wasn't even real. Sorry. I feel better.
She presents Noelle with a poorly wrapped, lumpy gift, almost as big as she is.
Oh no. Happy birthday.
Despite Diya's best efforts, several spots of the gift aren't properly covered with wrapping paper, and Noelle can see clearly what's inside.
I appreciate your kindness.
The little stars are so
I
freaking
love
cute.
The stars. They're adorable. May I open it here?
Diya nods eagerly. Noelle unwraps the present and pretends to be shocked by its contents.
I really love how the artist ages up and ages down the faces.
Uh-huh.
Like, there's this tutorial that was done like a while ago, like a short one on YouTube, and it really was like, here, let me show you the face thing, and it's really frantic and it's really fun, but it really is about like changing the placement of the eyes on your head shape when you put it down,
right,
and thereby making like larger forehead, smaller looking face to make them, you know, different ages. And so they're like, put in the primary features of your character, and then your eye placement, and then exaggerating those features around that is going to give you ages. And it's really cool. And this artist, I think, has done that. And it's nice. It's really good.
It's a giant, bright green snake plush.
His name is Snaky. Look at how he's striped.
Noelle looks. Indeed, he's striped.
Also, it's very hard to wrap just a bear plush.
It is.
He's the youngest. He has 2 older brothers and a sister. You bought this for me? I won him from the hammer game at the fair, because I was always strong as hell.
Yes.
Hit the hammer really hard. I chose him because he reminds me of you.
He reminds
her of me. How?
We're gonna have to find out how.
In the next one! Okay,
hey!
I am super interested that we get to see, like, a little bit of all of their backstories, and not necessarily how they met, but some of how their relationships knowing each other grew.
Yes.
I say, because I don't know that this is what I would call friendship.
I don't know. I'm really confused.
But what
it's getting kind of interesting just because of how fucking extreme it is sometimes.
I say, I'm getting a really...
But, like, damn.
like, strong, like, these kids are abused and neglected narrative. And it's soft enough that I'm not sure how much it's being done on purpose, but it's also consistent enough in some places with them actually talking about it. Of, my parents expect this, you know, the did you Asian fail, the I have to be these things. And, you know, I must go to class even if I'm falling down sick kind of thing, which they seem to have dropped the point that Noelle was sick in the locker room. It's just gone. But,
I thought that was a different day.
Maybe that was a different day?
I think that was a different
day. It's probably
day.
a different day.
I think we came back.
I think it's another time.
Yeah, I think this is another day.
Because we weren't, like, on the field and then going back into the school when we saw the poster, right?
Oh God, I don't know. Anyway,
at any rate, thank you very much for joining us.
If you like what we do, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and also share our videos. It actually helps out a lot in regards to the YouTube algorithm. Please also feel free to go check out our Ko-Fi and our Patreon and our Twitch. We have some links in the description down below. We'd love to see you in any of those locations. And I have been Scandal.
And I have been Lies. And it was great playing with you. Bye!